Live over on my channel.
It says we're live on mine as well.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our channels. We are doing some writing nonsense. Welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Do you want to go first, or you want me to?
You go ahead and go first.
Okay. Sorry, making sure my sound is working. I am Sarah Sharnover. This is my Twitch channel that if you're on Twitch. And I do writing and I do video games and do all kinds of stuff. And then I also have a YouTube channel where I talk about writing predominantly. And yeah, that's about it. That's me.
All right, and I'm Dana Golan. I write erotica under my pen name Ava Fox. There's not a lot going on in my Ava Fox world, except I got this really cool new, beautiful red lipstick
Yes.
that I'll try on. Yeah, I really like it. But here's the thing, okay? So I'm glad I bought the matte because that gives me the color, because the red lip oil by itself is just I can put it on and it doesn't even like tint my lips.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just makes them tingly.
I think it tends to do a little more on the people who have like where their lips are almost the same color as their skin.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah,
think those work better for that. And I think it really is supposed to be just a tint. So I don't think it's supposed to be very intense. But
yeah.
hey Carrie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I do like it though. I like that it tingles. And then once the tingly, since like at first when I put it on, especially because of what I just experienced with my nose, I put it on and I was like, oh, and then I was like, actually, this feels kind of good. And then after the tingly goes away, there's like this cooling sensation.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was like, this is like really cool.
Yeah.
But
That sounds pretty fun.
I do like it. Would I say
Carrie
that?
is seam ripping curtains to make some other stuff out of the fabric. The fabric is so cute. She showed me last night.
Oh, right on. I've done that. Like I made curtains for Mini Monsters Nursery. And then as she aged out of it, I turned the curtains into like doll clothes.
It's
So
adorable.
yeah, yeah. It was I saw her, she had an outfit, and then her bunny, her 3 foot tall bunny had a matching outfit, and we did
Mm.
like Easter pictures and stuff like that. But it was kind of sad, you know. It was kind of sad, but at the same time, it was like, well, she's growing up. We got to do what we got to do.
Carrie said it's so tedious.
Yes.
The seam ripping.
Yeah. Like, does she have really like thick seams? Can she just cut them or?
I don't know. I know yesterday she got some to rip and she was very excited.
Mm,
Yeah. And
yeah. See,
holding things like a seam ripper are one of the things that piss off my hands the most.
yeah. Yeah. I'm not a big, I mean, if I make a mistake and I realize that I have to rip a seam, I'm like, "Brr."
Yeah.
um, but I haven't sewn in so long that the last time I ripped seams, I had the girls rip them for me. I was like, just do it. And sometimes you can get lucky and you can rip it and you'll get enough of a thread that you can just start pulling the
Yeah.
thread
Yeah.
instead of having to do every single loop. But if your stitches are real tight and real close together, that doesn't always work that way.
Yeah. Well, and the fabric itself too
Yeah.
is the other thing because some fabrics just are also holding the stitch
Yeah,
in
like
place.
when we made yes, when we made the Cinderella costume for 4-H, um we used this really nice satiny material that had like glitter and all kinds of stuff, and I was so delicate when I had to rip the hem out because it needed to be a little bit like shorter, um because it was just fraying, like you would just, it was so
Yeah.
crazy. But
Yeah.
and I used the pinking shears to make sure that it kind of had a good edge.
Yeah.
And yeah, just it was just so delicate. Sucks.
Yeah.
And we did one year we did like the wolf like they were hats, and then they had the little,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And that fur, uh oh, that fur was everywhere, but it was so like delicate that it would just fall apart too. So I kept telling him, I said, listen, measure twice, cut once, measure 3 times, cut once.
Right.
We're not
Carrie
guessing.
said it doesn't have thick seams, and it's a fair bit of fabric. And she's glad she bought new compression gloves, even if they were cheap Walgreens ones.
Mm, yeah.
Well,
If it,
since we're here to do some productivity,
let's be productive.
yeah, let's do the thing that we said we were gonna to do. We typically do 20-minute sprints these days, so let's go ahead and do one of those, and we will get rolling in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right.
I
That
feel
is time.
I feel like we were in one of those like what do they call that place? It's in Louisiana. Now like a New Orleans type of like funeral
Like a jazz
parade.
bar or something.
Yeah.
That one was
That's
called Time's Up.
oh really?
So, I mean, I guess it's appropriate.
Oh look. I feel like we were in one of those like what do they call that place? Why won't it make it? I can't make it be quiet. Shh.
My phone has this thing that it was doing for a while, and I think it's over it now. But
Mhm.
like I would close something and it would start playing.
Mm.
And I could
Yeah.
never figure out what was playing.
Yes,
But
yes,
closing an app, it would start playing something somewhere. And
yes.
the only thing that would stop it is if I closed everything.
Yeah. Like, well, for a little while there, I was like, this is kind of weird because like I would close out all of my apps because it was glitching like that. Like it would
Yeah.
just start playing something random. So I would close out all my apps, think that I was safe, and then Spotify would just start
Oh,
playing
fun.
playing a song. Yeah, and typically it was a song that had like some kind of emotional response and I was just like I'm being haunted and that's okay.
I was because I'm funny about having things playing
Uh-huh.
in public. I
Right.
hate when somebody's on speakerphone in public. It makes me fucking hostile.
Yes.
So when I like if I'm in my car and I'm listening to a YouTube video, I'll listen to it up to the office door and then
Mhm.
I turn it off
Right.
so that when I walk inside, nobody has to listen to it. Um, and that's when it does it the most. So I'm walking into this echoey hallway
Yeah.
and I'm turning it off, and then all of a sudden it's like, and she had the biggest tits, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is playing. I don't have any idea. This is nothing I would watch. I
Right.
have no clue what's happening.
Right. Right. Oh man.
It's horrific.
You're like, oh, what is happening to me?
It's never like, oh, puppies are so fun. Like,
No.
it's never a comment like that.
No.
It's always like, well,
No.
she had to pull it out of her butt.
I was actually just writing some butt stuff.
Stuff.
Um, that's funny. She had to pull it out of her butt. You know what? But you could be talking about a tapeworm. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Is like,
yeah. Yeah.
it's like walking into a room and going, I shouldn't have heard this part of this conversation.
Yes.
This is not what I signed up for.
Well, and I think that's why I get irritated when people are talking on speakerphone because it never fails. They always turn the corner and they're right in the middle of like something that can be so inappropriate and you're just like
Well, the other thing that bothers me is that they'll turn the corner
mhm.
and their friend is saying, and that's when I stabbed him. And you look and they're like, and you'll be like, oh, excuse me. And they're like, I'm on the phone.
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
fuck you. Fuck
Yeah.
you in your face. No, I'm not going to be quiet because you're on a speakerphone in a hallway in a public place. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Lick me.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
You are literally standing in the middle of a Walmart and you're having a conversation about a potential crime. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So no, I'm going to continue to talk like I'm in a public place.
Yes.
No, I am not
Yes.
going to discreet myself because you're on a phone call.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't care who you're talking to. Put it up to
Mhm.
your ear, and I will be polite when I walk by.
Yeah.
And I will
Yeah.
whisper, excuse me. I will do all of the things that you do when someone's on the phone. But if you have it on speaker, I'm going to assume all of us are playing by the same set of fucking rules, which means I'm talking as loud as your ass is.
Yeah. And then when they get angry because you like start interacting with them, I'm sorry, this is an open invitation. Okay. Like if you're gonna
I understand
broadcast-
if you have earbuds in, you don't want to talk.
Right.
You don't have earbuds in. Seems to me
Right.
you want to talk.
Yeah. You don't have earbuds in, you're on speakerphone. This is obviously a group conversation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you invited me.
yeah, this is an open invitation and there are no rules. So
Nope.
let's play.
Uh-huh. That'd be like it's like if we expected people in our comments section to not comment on what we're talking about.
Right, exactly.
No, we put it here in public.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
idea. Once if you don't want it to be public, don't put it in public.
We want you to interact with us. Oh yeah. No, I can't tell you how many times like I've gotten a phone call and I'm right in the middle of Walmart and I'll try like if I don't have my earbuds with me or whatever, I'll try to like turn it down as much as I can and I tell her all the time, I'm in Walmart and therefore you need to be careful what you talk about because everybody's going to hear it. Because I can't
Mhm.
I'm one of the I can't ignore those phone calls. I can't. Um but I also can't have my phone up against my face. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, say what you need to say, and I'll call you back when I'm done, or know that everybody and their mother is going to be listening in on what we're talking about. So most of the time, she's like, I don't give a fuck. She is, she's totally in her I don't give a fuck phase.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's the thing.
oh my goodness. So I was actually productive that
Good.
last sprint. Yeah, I started listening to my work and I started going through and I was like, you know what? I can do better than that. So like for example, there was one part where it was like my mouth started watering and I was like, "Oh hell no. We're going to talk about all that saliva choking you out, make it that's my life and I love it." Oh, there's this thing going around and it's like, that's disgusting. I love it. And I totally want to get one of those and like do an Ava Fox TikTok with it because I love the way that it just sounds. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Your characters are disgusting.
yeah. Some of those sounds hit for a reason.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Do
I
we
was
want
gonna
to do
ask
another?
you,
Or you, yeah.
you saw the picture like in the car with the natural lighting? How does it look on the screen?
It's a little darker and a little less
Okay.
pink on screen, but also you were wearing a hot pink hoodie
That's
in the
true.
picture. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was because like your background is fuchsia, but your
Hmm.
background isn't reflecting off of it because it's digital.
Right, right.
So I think some of the pinkening in the other picture was the hoodie.
From the hoodie. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't put the oil on because I wanted you to see what the mat looked like by itself. But I'm like, here you go. They're gonna tingle.
Well, and I think one of the things that is just naturally happens is that the oil making it look wet makes it
Uh-huh.
look darker because it looks wet. Like it, I don't know if it's actually darkening it, but
Right.
the moist look makes it
Yeah.
look like a different color.
That does look sexy though.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, that's good. It's gonna be tingly in a minute.
Oh yeah, it's already tingly. It's like the moment I smile and like open those pores and stuff, it's like, ooh, we're gonna get in there because it's supposed to make my lips plump.
Right.
I didn't notice a plumper like it
That's what the
wasn't
tingling is. Usually the tingling is an allergic reaction of some sort, which is why you plump. It's because it's causing a mild allergic reaction
mm. Yeah,
because it causes swelling.
but what if I'm not plumping and it just tingles? Like, because I
Then
didn't,
you first of all, it's minimal, so it's going to be hard to notice.
right, right.
But it could you could not have the same allergic response to it.
As
Like a
other
lot of
people
them are
do.
like hot peppers and stuff is a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
the effect. So you know
Yeah,
how like some people are just way more comfortable with them.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Like I
fine.
think that's all it is. It's just the different human responses.
Yeah, as long as I don't like ingest jalapenos, I'm fine with spicy.
Yeah.
But I do like it. It's like super sexy.
Hmm.
All right, I'm done. No, I'm not. I have to stop looking at myself or else I'm
You
gonna
gotta
be like,
check yourself before you wreck yourself, though.
but I do I wonder if like you know how for a while there people were like sucking their lips into shot glasses to give them
Yeah.
that like puffy look.
Yeah.
That's I guess that's what I was expecting when it said
No.
it was a lip plumper. Like I was gonna come out looking all like
No, it won't react like filler. It's just like a mild, like it. And I think I can see it. I think your lips look less wrinkly. They're not really wrinkles, but like
Okay.
I think they do look a
Yeah.
little smoother, and
Okay.
that's probably the plumping.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah, that's
Eh,
usually all it does, really.
Yeah, and I probably don't notice it because I'm always looking at my, well, not
And
always, like I'm
and
not
it's
vain.
it's gradual to you,
Right.
but like I don't usually look that close at your lips.
Yes, you do.
Not without you knowing it.
I know. I'm like, well, there's somebody that I could be
You
like,
you do send
come.
me pictures of your lips sometimes. That's true.
I do, because I'm like, look, check out this new color.
Right.
We don't need my whole face, just my
Just the lip
wherever
reviews,
wherever the color is.
right? All
But
right. We should
yes,
do another sprint though.
let's do it.
All right, 20 minutes in 3, 2, 1, go. Woohoo!
What was that one called?
Uh, Vegas.
Woo! A place I've never been. Well, okay, I can't say I've never been there. I've been to the airport.
I've never been there, but it's also not a place I would probably enjoy because I don't like gambling.
Yeah, it's not a destination that I'm like, oh my God, I have to go there.
No.
I've
I'm sure
heard,
like seeing it would be cool, but like
yeah,
it's not top priority or anything.
right, right. And I've heard some very like interesting stories that I'm like, oh, that would be fun. But it's like I said, I'd much rather go back to like Ireland.
Yeah, well, and I don't like it, shows that involve animals.
Yeah,
So I think a lot of the shows do.
yeah. I don't
And
know.
then I don't like gambling.
Yeah,
I have no interest in like nude dancing.
yeah. I
I
mean,
can eat food anywhere.
I think
I
they have
live
the
I live 90 minutes from Chicago. Most of the Vegas like big restaurants
Mhm.
have a Chicago version.
Right, right.
So like
I was gonna say I don't necessarily think that they're nude. I think they wear sparkly giblet
yeah,
covers.
but I don't care. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I
not trying to
know.
look at any of that. We don't
Right.
have nude dancers in our city either. We only have
Yeah.
we have I think there have to be topped.
Well,
Where bro?
so I mean, I don't know about here. There are like zero nude bars around here. Um,
Usually that's like a city ordinance.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think that there was a couple, but they just didn't do well. And um, yeah, it just
See,
went,
last I knew there was one about an hour outside of town
yeah,
that you could go to that was full nude, but it's like outside of town. It's like in the
right.
sticks.
So,
Um, and it was actually BYOB.
well, okay, so in Tucson, I don't know if it's a state thing or if it's just like a city thing, but in Tucson, if you are in an establishment where the dancing is full nude, there's no alcohol at all. Like you can't bring it in, you can't consume it, no alcohol. If there's alcohol being served, then it can be topless, but you have to keep your britches on. And it can be like a piece of string,
Right.
as long as there's some kind of fabric. Uh, but yeah, so if there's alcohol being served, you got to keep your pants on. If there's no alcohol, you can take them off, but you can let your nipples show anytime. They don't care.
Yeah, there was only I've only been to that one like to the strip club once, but um we had to bring our own drinks. They
Hmm.
put them in a fridge with like a number on them
Hmm.
that linked them to us, and then they got delivered to our table still like by a waitress.
Right, right.
So you
That,
still had to tip even though you brought your own booze.
yeah, yeah. You're like, well,
But
yeah.
like
I,
that feels really silly to me.
yeah. Like I remember the first time I was like, I think I was 19 the first time I went to a strip club and I was dating this guy. Um, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to go check this out?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And I've never been there. The biggest thing I remember of the entire experience was like this punch in your face smell. It was
Mhm.
just, and I'll never forget that. And after that, there was this place in Portland, Oregon, um, called the Acropolis,
Mhm.
and it was like a grill slash strip club. Um, and they had the best steaks. They had the best steaks. Like
Yeah.
the entertainment wasn't very entertaining, but that like I'm not even kidding you. I don't know how they marinated them, but these were melt in your mouth steaks.
I don't know. I always imagined the food at the Sopranos strip club was probably really good too.
Mm,
Because like they spend all day at the fucking meat market.
right?
So you're gonna tell me they don't have some nice prosciutto at the fucking strip club? Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Of
Yeah.
course they do.
Oh, maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should like find out what I would need to like open up like a gourmet restaurant slash strip club. And then it would be the only one in the area, so it's not like I'm gonna have competition, you know?
Right?
Like,
Right?
bring your girlfriend for a romantic dinner and some.
There's a strip club here in town that CJ used to have a client, like a guy who came into her bar to drink afterwards, but he said they were the nastiest girls in like 3 states.
One. That's
Yeah, I've never been in there, but I have known a couple
essentially
people who worked there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, like didn't do so well because the the entertainment was just not very entertaining,
Yeah.
and it's not like the money was bringing in, you know, new dancers.
Well, and that's part of the problem is that we have a cheap city. Like the people in our city are cheap. Um, so if you're dancing, part of what makes it worth your time is to get paid and to be getting good tips.
Right, right.
So if people are cheap, then you're not going to have the good dancers there because they'll drive an extra 40 minutes to make $2,000 instead of 100.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
you just go to the suburbs.
Yeah. And that's essentially that's what it is here. You drive an hour and a half in any direction and you'll find
Yeah.
something better
It's
where it's more profitable.
yeah, it's like 40 minutes to the Chicago suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
It's about an hour to Madison because the Chicago suburbs stretch a lot further than Madison shit.
Right.
It's about hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to Milwaukee. If you're really just over it, you can drive straight into Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
call it a day, be done with yourself.
yeah. Well, and there were plenty of girls that lived in Tucson and they would take the hour and a half, 2 hour drive
Yeah.
up to Phoenix because there's more money in Phoenix.
Well, and the other thing is that a lot of people just get an apartment out farther away because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
living in a city that can pay $2,000 in tips to a dancer is expensive. So you live in the next city over
Yeah.
where they can't afford the dancers, but you can afford a nice place.
Right?
And you
That's
can
like,
afford a really nice place because you're in the cheaper part of the state.
yes. Yes. Well, and that's why a lot of people who they will work in Maryland and then they'll buy a house in either Pennsylvania or West Virginia because it's cheaper to live in those two
Yeah,
states, but you absolutely want to make that Maryland money.
right.
Yeah. So like yeah, I could totally I mean I could see this being a profitable like adventure. I got to find some girls that are willing to come out here that are like, you know, fresh so nobody knows who they are and they don't have any history and there's no
Yeah,
way.
that'll last for about 6 weeks.
I know. I was like, no, there's just no way. My
Because I'm sorry, the one thing I find rings true of the stereotypes of dancers is that they tend to date a lot.
yeah,
And
that's
I mean, once they settle down, they are faithful and cheating at the same rates as every other human being. But they meet a lot of people, so they go out with a lot of different people.
right,
And
right.
and if you're in a small community, that's probably part of the problem with having dancers in a small community. If you're in a small community, then you start to have people fighting over the dancers and
Who
acting
gets
weird and
yeah,
yeah, and
who
that
gets the dancer this week?
right, and that's dangerous.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So
Yes, it is.
so
I
yeah, I bet that is a thing in small communities that have that kind of stuff.
probably. Yeah. Not only that, but like the moment my family got wind of me opening up a cabaret, they they'd string me up and drag me across the Potomac. They'd be like, you should go back to Arizona. Yeah, no, I'm gonna bring my debauchery here.
My mom would probably think it was ridiculous and funny.
Oh
She does
yeah,
not. My dad would have lost his mind, but my mom would
yeah.
probably just be like, "That sounds like something you'd do."
See, my dad would want to be the bouncer. Okay. Yeah, like even though he is like skin and bones, he'd be like, listen, if you're gonna do this, I'll be your bouncer. I'll work for free. Just let me watch all the shows. My mom, on the other hand, she'd probably disown me.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, a hard disowning. Mm, that's
Well,
funny.
is it
Are we?
time for another sprinteroo?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Let's do another 20 and 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right. This time. Do.
I like that one. I like that one and the Poke one.
Yeah.
Yes, Freya, I see you. She's she's learning because so since she's milking these babies, I've been giving her some healthy kitten wet food to help with the milk supply.
Yeah.
And she's learning that if she meows enough, I will give her more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I started thinking to myself, this is probably not something that I want to make a habit because then she's going to stop milking them and she's just going to walk around meowing at me. And I'm going to be like, no milk, no meat. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
that's kind of how Lore tells me he wants food and stuff too. We don't keep a schedule, a day-to-day schedule, so it doesn't work for us to feed them at certain times. So they just tell us when they're hungry and we feed them.
Yeah. All right, I got 169 new words.
I'm still baking on what I'm gonna be doing with my life.
Right on.
My eyeball has been twitching
Uh-oh. Do you need a nap?
No, it's been doing this for like a week.
Well, it doesn't mean you don't need a nap.
No, it's just stress, I think.
Mhm. I think it's funny how our bodies react to certain things. Like when I'm overstressed, the first thing my body does is it's like, you're tired, you should sleep. And if I ignore it, then it's like, okay, now you have a headache, you should sleep. And then I'll take some Tylenol or whatever and I'll ignore it. And it's like, okay, fuck you. Here's a migraine, a whole fucking migraine, no vision, no nothing. And you're gonna like die for the rest of the week, you know? And I'm like, why? Why? But that's just my body's way of saying, look, when I say you need rest, you better do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. The other day, I didn't realize how tired I was. Um, what was it? I don't even know what day it was. It was like Wednesday night. I fell asleep Wednesday night, and 14 hours later, I woke up and I was like, well, there went that night. Supposed to do my laundry and
Yeah, I
clean
definitely
and
slept through everything before.
yeah.
There are times where I'm like, I'm gonna take a 20-minute nap, and that's at 2 p.m. and then it's 7 p.m. all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
The
Oops.
the next day you wake up and you're like, okay.
I tend to wake up in the middle of the night rather than
Mhm.
making it through because I have that time anxiety thing.
Mhm.
So I will wake up enough to realize that it's the middle of the night. And then I'm like, oh my God, there was stuff I had to do.
Right.
And then I'm all the way awake and it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, it's like so fucking annoying.
Oh yeah. Well, like I had woken up, I want to say, well, I woke up at like 8 and then I fell back to sleep. And then I woke up at midnight and I fell back to sleep. And then I woke up at like 4 a.m. And the only reason I woke up at 4 a.m. was because I was hungry. So I went, I went downstairs and I was like, hey, buddy, you want to go get something to eat? Let's get in the car. I'm hungry. I don't like if I think maybe if I had eaten before I went to bed, I probably would have just kept sleeping.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my body's like, feed me, Seymour.
Right. Need
Yeah,
sustenance.
absolutely. So do you remember when these kittens were first born
Hmm.
and the dad cat was like wanting to be around them and it
Yeah.
was freaking me out? Um, he is still like sharing parenting responsibilities. He
Yeah, that
goes
does
in
happen.
there. Yeah. like I've never seen anything like this before, and it's fascinating. And like last night before I laid down, him and Freya were like, they were like this, right? And they had the little babies in between the two of them, and they were just loving on them. And I was like, what? You're, this is nuts. But I love it. I love it's so wholesome. And like, I'm like, oh my gosh, if a cat dad can be so attentive, why can't more human dads be this attentive?
I mean, they could be.
Absolutely. They
That's
just,
the problem, is
yeah,
it's a desire problem.
they need to like, they need to hang out with my cat more often, take some lessons from, and he's a teenage dad. He's only
Right.
like,
Right, he's young.
yeah, he's not even like a mature dad. He's like, his balls dropped and bam, he became a father.
Yeah.
But
Maybe that's some of it though. Maybe because he's so young, he sees them as friends rather than as children.
that could be. That could be. But he still does like the whole like he licks them and cleans them
Right,
and
but cats do that to each other in general,
yeah, that's true.
you
That's true.
know.
Yeah.
And also you guys do have quite a few cats, so they may be just functioning more like a colony where like
Well, I had a few cats. Like Theodore. Theodore is allowed upstairs and he is allowed to come into the room as long as I'm in the room. Um, Otherwise he has to stay outside and in the litter box area. He's not allowed to come near the babies. Um, House Panther, every time House Panther comes into the house, Yuga decides that he is going to bully him. Now, House Panther is like a 12-pound panther of a cat, okay?
yeah.
Who is terrified of this little 7-pound waif of a cat. And Yuga's got no, he'll sit there and stalk House Panther and then like ninja attack him. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say
So,
that's probably because he's crazy.
yeah, he absolutely is. And
Yeah.
like, so now House
Crazy
Panther,
outweighs size and ability every day.
absolutely, absolutely. Like every time I see him do it, I want to be like, Yuga, you don't know karate, but you sure do know crazy.
Right?
So now House Panther, he's back on the porch, but he still has his little enclosure out there with his blankets and everything. And he came in last night to get his uh flea and tick medicine. He still has the collar, but just in case, you
Yeah.
know. And then but as soon as I got done giving him his medicine, Yuga was like chasing him around the house and he was like, let me out of here. So, and then Max, as soon as I think Max knew the babies were coming because like a week before um the babies came, Max moved back into the neighbor's porch. And she'll stop me early in the morning and she'll be like, your baby's on my porch. But she's got like a little crate for him and a pillow and all this other stuff. So
Yeah.
right now I only have 3 cats in the house.
And then kittens.
Yeah. Yeah. And they are getting cute. Like when I made them a little fort. And so when I take the blanket back and like open up the light and stuff, they're very curious about coming out of the drawer.
Well, it's
Because
just gonna be like kittens everywhere one day. You're just gonna
yeah,
like they're just gonna appear out of everywhere.
yeah. And I think once they're to the point where they can actually get out of the drawer themselves, I'll end up moving them downstairs with a litter box just because I don't want them up here and then find the staircase and fall down it. I mean, they're cats, they probably won't break, but I don't I don't
Yeah.
want to take that risk. So yeah, I got a whole plan. I got a whole plan. And then I'm gonna get them spayed and neutered before I start. Like everybody keeps telling me to go ahead and put them on like Facebook Marketplace, but I don't know. I don't want to do that. Like there's a part of me that I definitely don't want 4 more kittens, like a permanent fixture, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely not just gonna be like, oh, you want a cat here? You know,
Yeah.
like I want to know the people. So yeah. It's gonna be a while before these cats find a permanent home.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. What time is it?
Hey, so
Ooh, if we
uh
start in a minute, we
can
can
do
do
it.
one
Yep.
more. Yeah,
All right.
let's do
All
it.
right. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. That is time. Do.
Um, I was rereading. I started at 940 words and now I'm up to 1,110 words.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I was reading it and I'm really not liking the situation. So I need to clarify like what is going on so
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's not so confusing. Yeah. I mean, I like the situation. I just
Right, but like you have some
yeah.
tweaking to do to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm one of those like I don't know why I can't. Like I'm sure you probably do this. There's lots of people out there who can just write and word vomit and then go back and correct and all this other stuff, but I'm not one of those people. If I get to a point where I'm like I don't like this, everything has to stop until I figure out what I'm going to do to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's frustrating because I'd like to just be able to word vomit everything onto the page and then go back and fix it, but I'm just picky.
Well, that's just not how it works for you.
Yeah.
Well, since we are really tight here, why don't we do our outros and wrap for the day?
All right. I am Dana Gollin. You can find my spiciness at Ava Fox. What is it? It's avafox301.com. And yeah, we'll be here next weekend. Oh, and the anthology is still available. If you're interested, all the proceeds go to the Trevor Project.
Found it. Yeah, the Trevor Project.
And
All
that's
right.
that.
Yep. And I am Sarah Schonover, and I will be back on next Thursday with gaming and next Saturday with writing. And we will see you guys all next week. So,
That's right. Have a good
bye.
week. Bye. Do 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 do.
We are clear.